Hello, Libra. Welcome to Higher Source Tarot for a tarot and oracle card reading for all Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We're going to start with an oracle card. Well, you have the energy of tragedy, okay? There's something about that clown, though, that just makes me chuckle. Tragedy, okay? Let's get serious here. Tragedy helps you find your purpose, deep lessons concealed in tragedies, helping others to cope during tragedy, that your experience is the best teacher for not only you, but for others. So especially as Jupiter takes residence in Cancer, starting today for the next 13 months, your luck is about to change for the better. So if you've been going through it, I feel like you're going to have a lot of opportunities, new people, places, things. It just feels lighter and easier, smoother. You'll have to report back as the year progresses what gifts Jupiter brings you all. All right. Detailed Celtic cross style reading, current situation. Well, the Nine of Swords. But the immediate influence, there's a resolution with that Ace of Pentacles. The Knight of Swords is in the subconscious. Death in the distant past. The Hierophant in the more recent past. Page of Swords is coming towards you. You're represented by the Ten of Pentacles. The person or situation you're attracting is represented by the Six of Swords. We've got the Three of Cups and then the Page of Cups and the outcome. The bottom of the deck here. You know what I'm doing? I'm taking the World, and I'll tell you why. Just because I peeled her off and I saw her and thought, yeah, you can come along. So I feel like you have a turn for the better. Your hard work is going to pay off. And you have nice aspects, as we talked about last week, gifts from Jupiter coming into your world, especially where money is concerned. I feel like you have I like this a lot. You have a nice little situation. This Ten of Pentacles represents you. The Ace and the Ten are known as the Pip cards. And so there's something important when they come out like this. I feel like you have a new resource coming in that's really going to change your world. And so for some of you too, if it's a new job situation, and I am going to say it, somebody here, I feel like you may be getting a boss who's a bit of a people pleaser, but it goes in your favor. So he or she is a little more lax with time off, with making employees happy, with wanting things to go smoothly, doesn't like a lot of conflict. And I actually feel like if you've had in the past something where it was just a micromanaging kind of a bully employer, you're moving into a much better time here. Now, I also feel like too, if you lost a job and you've had a lot of stress on your shoulders, this Ace of Pentacles opens the door. You're going to be in a very harmonious state with this overall. Know that the Wheel of Fortune and the World together are both portals into the divine. So slow down a minute, open up, meditate, take time for your spiritual practices because they matter. And so I feel like too, you have travel here a few times. This will be a nice cycle to take in some travel. If you've been planning a trip somewhere, I feel like it'll be exactly what you hoped for and even more. So with this, in terms of love, you have somebody coming in, and I do feel like it's somebody who wants to get right down to business with this Ace of Swords. And it may be somebody with the Seven of Wands who's quite a hard worker. They've had to navigate some things. And what I like about them, they've got it with the Six of Swords, is they don't turn into a puddle. When the going gets tough, they're a problem solver. They're here to find solutions. And that's throughout the whole reading. It's about finding solutions. Now, it may also be partially your energy and that you attract what you are. And so, as we mentioned, your experience may be the best teacher and guidance for even people around you, where they're going to come and find you. And we've talked about this recently. Remember, we were talking a couple weeks ago, like a lot of people are going to be attracted to that quality in you. Like, can we find a Libra for that? So you may have to be aware of that too, how much you want to give in terms of that. Of course, we always say you have to give it away to keep it, but you can't, you don't want to overdo it too. There is something as too much of a good quality. So with the current situation, somebody's got some unneeded worry with this Nine of Swords. When you know what you don't want, you know what you do. So focus on what you want. Focus on going towards the goal. Focus on just one more resume, if that's what it takes. Just one more time, one more upload, one more, perhaps for you, if it's a dating app or something, or getting yourself out there maybe in a new way. Let's try some new things if the old is not working. But I also feel like, too, if you've been worried about some household project, maybe I see somebody with like dry rot on wood, and that can be a little scary. Something like that, and I feel like you find just the right person. It might be somebody that's getting started, but they end up being quite good. So I feel like reasonable prices, they may need to build a business, and that helps them too. But either way, I do feel like the help you have is quite reciprocal in nature. You've got this new beginning out of something grievous. There's something beautiful born, okay? A beautiful relationship begins. Now, this Knight of Swords in the subconscious tells me you're not going to put up with much flack, much guff. You're not putting up with dishonesty. I can tell you that. So if somebody tries to pull a number, don't do it on Libra, because it's not going to work. This Knight of Swords, though, can be quite intense. And so watch the reactions if you do catch somebody who's either sloppy and they're making mistakes that would cost you, or they're intentionally lying. Because this will have you not only coveting the truth, but going for it. You won't rest until you find it, until you uncover. Now, if you're some kind of a detective or you work in some kind of an auditor's position, you'll be like a dog with a bone. I'm telling you, people will want you on their side in this energy, but it is a little intense coming from the subconscious. There's cards I'd rather see there, just to be perfectly honest. Now, we didn't talk about this, did we? We have Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius is here. It appears that we have all the elements going on too. So how about a rebirth? Who needs to start afresh? I'll tell you what, with the Wheel of Fortune being here too, and this world energy, you have an energy of really a completion. All right, you got a rebirth. We must die to be reborn. So in the past with death, there was some kind of an ending, and it may have been a mindset shift. It may have been a paradigm shift where you said, I'm not doing this again. I am not going through another year and allowing this to be my life. And so with that, I feel like it's just about you moving forward in a big, beautiful, glorious way. You have something too with the Hierophant coming in terms of your spirituality, but know with these three, that this is when life gets interesting. This is when things pick up. And so I do feel like with this Hierophant energy, unity shows up, of course, but with the Hierophant, know that it can be more education, certification, training. So if you are looking for a new job, it may involve all of that. Where things change, it actually enhances your career. There's something about this, though, in terms of honoring steps, okay? Honoring traditions, but honoring procedures. I even think of like 12-step recovery. If you've ever, dabbled in any of that, there's a reason why the steps are in order. And it may just be metaphorical that I'm bringing that up, but it does feel like there's something about the chain of command or doing things in a particular order that will pay off. And so when the Hierophant shows up, it really commands us to do just that. It is a wedding officiant too, which you have an engagement here. So you may be on the precipice of attracting a new relationship, a beautiful relationship that is really going to take itself to the next level. And so this Page of Swords can be, that's right, Page of Swords, because we also have the Knight over there, and of course the Ace. This can be communications electronically. All right. So check those emails. Be cautious about what you send. And it may be somebody too with the Page of Cups and the outcome, a beginning of something beautiful. So it may even start as an inadvertent text, as some accidental encounter, and then there you go. And it just seems to unfold beautifully. But with the Page of Swords, it's also your ability to discern a lie from the truth immediately. You'll be very quick to know what you're dealing with, and you won't, once you feel it, you won't unfeel it, okay? You'll trust yourself, especially with that Knight of Swords. So you may be the biggest whistleblower in the room. If that's the case, you may see things and go, no. And you know what you know, just don't let it get you too frazzled, because that can be an uncomfortable feeling. When you know someone's trying to deceive you, I find it to be eerie. Almost like, this is creepy that this person knows they're doing this and they're doing it anyway. Yuck, get away. So with this, just know that you're going to be bringing in that element of like a built-in lie detector. So if somebody introduces you to their significant other and your spidey senses go up, you might have to be delicate in how you communicate that with them, because I don't think you're wrong either. Now, you're going to be represented here by this Ten of Pentacles. You're bringing in money. You're bringing in harmony. The Ten of Pentacles is a great card to represent you because it can be unexpected money, so expect the check, where even things get revealed, like a static listing and there's money sitting around in your name, or unclaimed taxes or something like that, or even an overpayment. So with this Ten of Pentacles energy, I feel like you're going to be moving forward pretty easily in general. You might, like I said, have a couple times where something weird happens and you are a bit suspicious. I feel like in a relationship, you have one who really only has eyes for you. You're kindred spirits. So even in a new friendship, the feeling of being kindred spirits, getting each other, being in the place where you say, that's my person, and you can cover for each other easily, okay? You pick up where the other one leaves off. It's a synthesis coming in. So, and people will be attracted to your light too, by the way, Libra. They will see that big, beautiful light inside of you shining, and they won't be able to look away. So know that you may attract people too that will be rather persistent, even on a friendship level, of getting together, doing things, because they just love your energy. So who or what you're attracting? You're attracting travel. We like that. But you're also attracting easier times ahead. So if you're a consultant or a freelancer, anybody who hires you will say, man, that was worth it. Even if you're an Uber driver, people will say, they'll be giving you tips and saying, you know what, I'd like to ride with them again. They were efficient, they were easy, they didn't talk too much. Or if you do a job like hair and people, tend to shoot the breeze, but they don't want too much. Or you're in retail and you greet the person, you offer help, but you don't ask them questions like, what brings you in? People don't like that. It's like, why do you care? So with this Three of Cups energy, okay, I feel like the camaraderie, and if you laughed at that last comment, then you've got it. Okay, you're already attracting a match, somebody that understands why people don't like that question. So with this, it just feels invasive, doesn't it? It's like, ew. Anyway, with this Three of Cups energy, you're going to be laughing. You're going to be having fun. The dancers of the tarot, if you get invited to a wedding, you'll be chopping it up with people, cutting a rug. They'll love to be around you. And so with the Page of Cups and the outcome, expect easier, gentler, softer times. People going out of their way to help you. If you're at a business, you'll say, my God, they bent over backwards for me. But it's also, like I said, you get what you give, and you're also giving this. So you'll find that people say the same about you. And they'll even say that, well, you say this about me, but I feel the same about you. So it's namaste, okay? Your soul sees mine. That's what I get. And you're living it. So one more oracle for the good of the cause. Ask yourself why. So it could be, why, what is the why in why you're doing things? What motivates you? What drives you? Why do you want something, or why don't you want it? Is it fear-based? Is it ego-based? Or is it for the good of the cause? Is it just to higher up? Is it to level up? So good things are coming for you, Libra. I love you. I'll be back again soon.